Hello guys, welcome to this new video. Today's video is gonna be about the intake of the MRS because the first time I saw a picture of the whole intake path really that the car has, from this throttle body into the air filter, then around here behind the headlight into another like loose connection, into another pipe which goes into behind the fender, and then from the fender it loops back around through the chassis and ends there instead of like going straight to the air vent. The first time I saw this, I already didn't really know or I couldn't really understand why it made this extra bend in here. And yeah, back then I already thought I want to change that, because if somebody of you can explain me if this has any useful reason for it looping in here. I mean, originally the air vent has a plastic piece which directs all the air in here, so no air can get into the fender. Maybe that's why it goes back in here, but I always thought in here warm air, why should it suck in warm air if it can get cold air from the intake? And yeah, that's what this video is about, because I 3D printed and built with some aluminum pipe another intake. Because if you want to see a video about MRS intakes, you can check out the video from Danny DC2. He made a cool video about dyno tuning or dyno testing different air intakes, and he discovered that the original air intake in the MRS isn't that bad at all. And so I wanted to keep that, also in terms of legalization here in Germany, but I wanted to keep that. But I wanted to change the part which goes through the fender, and so yeah, I 3D printed a little elbow, and you will see that in the video later, which connects to a aluminium like flex pipe, and this flex pipe goes up to here in the fender. And yeah, let's do it. All you need to do to install it and to remove the old intake and to put in a new one is to remove the headlight. It's just 2 bolts, and then there's a clip or a pin right here that you have to pull out, or like just pry it off to the side a little bit, and then you get access to everything right here. And to get to the front there, to undo these two bolts, you need to jack up your car a little bit. I always use to jack up the transmission mount or engine mount in the middle, and you don't need to jack it up all the way. It's just to get a little bit more room right here. If you have a lift, it's way easier, but then you have to remove all these little plastic clips. On the top there's also one back here, then this one screw up here which connects the bumper to the fender, and then also these 2 bolts holding the fender liner onto the bumper. And then you can like pull the fender liner, I think it's called fender liner, you can pull it down, and then you get access to everything on the top. And right there you can undo these 2 bolts and these 2 clips, these right here. You will also have a little block off plate which then blocks off this hole in the chassis. And yeah, let's do it. Alright, so I've got it all mounted. As you can see, it's slid on. The original part right here is secured with the original rubber bushing and the original plastic screw. Then I got the aluminum pipe put on here with a hose clamp, and then I got it secured up here with the 2 clamps as factory, and then you can see back there, or firstly here, I put in the block of plate, so no warm air gets into the room up here where the new intake is. And then if you look closely from the front, you can see right here, this part is just sandwiched in between the fender, but I covered it with like a soft, like, I don't know how you call this stuff, but yeah. So this packaging stuff is really going nowhere, and it doesn't scratch anywhere on the sides, or it doesn't scratch the paint on the sides because it's this soft stuff. So everything works out perfectly, and now you could put a hole in here and put this thing back in, but I am thinking about leaving it off and yeah, maybe building my own little plate which directs the air into the engine bay, but like that the intake gets the most air that it should. So yeah, let's start the car and let's test it, and then the last step we have to do is to put the fender liner back in. I hope everything will fit, because the pipe is a little bit thicker than the standard one, but it should work, so let's try it out. Alright, that's the finished install. The only thing you can see is this little part of the pipe right there. And then you can see that back there normally would be a hole in the wall, but this is now covered. And then obviously this part didn't go back in, but you could put it back in if you modify it a little bit. But now if you look inside here, I don't know if, I think it's too dark, but well, maybe the camera can pick it up, I don't know. Yeah, but if you look in there, you can see the intake a little bit. So yeah, of course it would be better to reuse this air direction vent, I would call it. So the air that comes into the vent really gets directed to the place where it should go, which is here into the engine bay. But because I don't even have this rain shield anymore, and with this open it lets more air in and everything, it should yeah, compensate for this thing not being in. But I will of course measure or yeah, check if everything works. I can always check here if this pipe gets hot. That's also something I'm a little bit concerned right now still, if the aluminium pipe will get hot with time when I drive a little bit longer, and so the air which goes through it will get heated up. But I don't think that's going to be the case because it's so far away from all the heat. And I'm also thinking about like heat wrapping some of the other intake components. I'm not sure how to do it with this rubber pipe yet, but I will find a way for that. And yeah, maybe I will build some more plates which cover up right here, or maybe the exhaust a little bit more, so the hot air really stays away from the intake. But yeah, I would say that's it for now, and I would say thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!